become lazy, haven't I? I mean, I've skipped, like, a lot in the past 20 episodes. Or in the past 20 days, really. Or less. Or so. Yeah. 15 days or so. I've skipped multiple times. Multiple days. On multiple occasions. For just multiple... no reasons. And I kind of feel... I don't really know how I feel about that. I kind of... yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that, but you know, we're not going to care about how I feel about that. We're not going to care how... we're just not going to care about it. You want to know why? Because we don't have time to care. Do we look like people who care? I don't know. Folks, it's been a day since, it's actually been 2 days. Yeah, it's been 2 days since Unis Honest has fallen to their demise. And what a beautiful demise it was. But now, we must let the legends live on, and let our legend continue. With the review of episode 6, and also we need to do side story 5 and 6, because I forgot to do the side story last episode, so yeah, I don't know how I forgot about that. Anyway, we're going to review episode 6. This is going to be very crazy episode. Episode 7 already came out. Don't have the notes down for it, because I wanted to review episode 6, so then I can be blind about episode 7 for y'all. Until after episode 6. So I don't know what's gonna happen next. Like I said, I haven't watched episode 7. So I'm gonna be coming up with theories at the end of the review. Maybe, hopefully, I'd hope so. So yeah, I'm just saying, get ready, it's gonna be fun. Before we do said stuffs, let's talk for a minute. What have I been up to? I've been sleeping very badly. I caught up with the entire Dream SMP this past week. The final Dream SMP war is tomorrow. I wouldn't say final, but like the great Dream SMP war is tomorrow. That's going to be fun. I did some exercise today. I slept today, had some food today, just been lounging around. I recorded the first 7 episodes of Genshin Impact Season 3, and holy shit, I love it. It's so good. It's such a good game. It's such a good game, man. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy it. It's a little bit of a... I'm not going to really spoil anything when I say this, but just know. I'm not spoiling story when I say this, I'm just spoiling length. Folks, and I'm being honest, alright, because I'm always honest. Yeah, I'm always honest. The next 7 episodes of Genshin Impact, alright? The next 7 episodes of Genshin Impact are 40 minutes or above. 40 minutes or above in length. Which is insane. And I did the numbers, I did the counting, I calculated all the times, and from, according to my sources, according to maths, I concluded that the first 7 episodes of Season 3 sum up to 5 hours. 5 hours and 40 minutes of content. 5 hours. Can you believe that? 340 minutes. 5 hours and 40 minutes. 340 minutes. Oh my lord, that's so much. That's so much. it's really cool, man. Y'all are gonna enjoy the episodes this week. And if you've already watched the playlist, I mean, if you're watching, if you took a break from Memoria Freese to just watch some good old Genshin Impact, Pog you, Pog you, Pog you. And if you don't know what Pog you means, it just means that you are Pog, I think. But I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of y'all. Anyway, it's such a y'all gonna have a blast with the first 7 episodes of season 3. Which, if you don't know what the first 7 episodes of season 3 are, it's episodes. It's gonna be episodes 27. Because if you're watching this in the future and you're looking into the playlist and freaking Genshin Impact playlist, it's 150 goddamn episodes. It's episodes 27 to 33, I believe. And all of them are absolute bangers. I mean, it's so good, man. It's just so good. Having a really good time over there. I actually recorded the 7th episode this morning. I recorded the other 3 yesterday. I recorded 1 in the morning yesterday, 1 in the afternoon yesterday, and then 1 at night yesterday. So I'm getting used to recording Genshin Impact, like, literally whenever. And then, of course, on Friday, I recorded the first 3 episodes of Season 3. Y'all are gonna love it. Y'all are gonna have an absolute ball with the new episodes this week. It's gonna be so good, man. It's gonna be so good. It's also gonna be really interesting because... It's gonna be really interesting because at the rate that things seem to be going in Genshin Impact, I think I'm gonna get to episode 50, and I'm not even gonna have finished completing the prologue, because there's a prologue in the game that has multiple acts, and I'm not even past the prologue acts. No spoilers or anything, but like spoilers. I already finished the 2nd act of the prologue. All right, I already finished the 2nd act. Now there's a 3rd act. So, yeah. Yeah, but I'm not dealing with that. I have no information about what's going on. I'm not gonna spoil anything. All I'm saying is that I finished the 2nd act already. It was pretty cool. Anyway, it's good stuff. Great stuff. Don't want to say something else. Y'all know that I've been watching my anime. Actually, have I been watching my anime since I last talked with y'all? No, I really haven't. I didn't continue the Nogi Saka, or the Nogi Zaga, or whatever her name was. I didn't continue watching that one. I mean, I continued watching the 2nd season for a bit, but I didn't finish it. I wanted to find a comfort anime, like Sizdare Children or whatever, that one like really cute rom-com show where it's like different couples and all that. I tried watching that, for comfort, and I was definitely, I definitely felt some comfort, and then I just went ahead and just cried because I'm so lonely. I've also been reading manga. I'm reading some Sakura Trick, some Momokuri, Momokuri. A lot of anime, a lot of manga online that you really can't buy. So that's cool. Planning on reading Inspector. Episode 2, well, more like chapter 2 of the first volume that I have. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. Like I said, I've been reading, been watching just the whole day today. I mean, I've either been sleeping a lot, eating a lot, or just watching Dream SMP a lot. I just wrapped up the final stream of the day, which was actually streamed today. I just finished. Ooh, hello. I just finished that today, so that was really cool. to combine all the stream's length, even though it's not important, but, I mean, here we are. I mean, might as well, talk about something for a minute. I believe the first stream was, 2 hours. So I watched... Did I watch 4 streams? Yeah, I watched 4 streams. So the first stream was 2 hours. The second stream was... almost an hour? Wait, did I watch 4 streams then? Oh god, I think I watched 4 streams. It's a lot. So I watched... so I watched a 2-hour stream. I watched I watched a 2-hour stream, nearly 2-hour stream, an hour and a half stream, and then a nearly 2-hour stream. So about 8 hours of the Dream SMP today. Good times. Ooh. I was going to hold my phone to my ears so I could hear who was talking. But, it's AS. Why wouldn't it be AS? So when you get the music up. Ooh. Ooh. I also need to start doing some other stuffs here and there. Yeah, but I hope that this episode is going to be the episode where it's just you know what? This is going to be the start of no, I'm not going to talk about what it's going to be the start of. It's not the start of redemption arc, anything. No, it's something completely different. Alright. Okay, what day is it? Oh, Jesus, okay. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Wait, is that gonna... Okay, I'll figure that out at a later date. Okay. We've had our 12 minutes of introduction time. Now let me actually introduce the episode. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeon de To Memoria Freese Y3, in which we review Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon Season 3, Episode 6, Knossos, Man-Made Labyrinth. Now, folks, before I start reviewing this, I gotta talk about this episode. This episode... I mean, holy sh... The episodes, just like Season 2... remember how in Season 2 the episodes just kept on, getting better and better and better as the season went on? That's exactly what's going on with this season, but, 2 times better. It's so good. So, the first episode of the season, we met Ween. Then the second episode, we saw Ryu and Aisha team up and Belle being, non-hostile towards monsters. And we also met Fear. Third episode, Fells reveals himself to Hestia. We see, epic pathways, talking to Uranus. Belle and Co. have been invited to go on this mission sent by Uranus. They meet the Xenos. Episode 4. There's a whole conversation between them and the Xenos. It's a monster party, if you will. We get to learn more about Fells, that he was a mage that created eternal life, and then, has eternal life, but it just backfired, and now he's called Fells the Fool. What else, man? We learned about the memories, about, how some Xenos can speak fluently as if they've spoken it before, and some don't. We know that the Xenos kill monsters to survive. Of course, we learned about Dees throughout the whole season so far. We learned about Akelos and their possible connection to Ivalis. We've seen a lot of Hermes, we've seen a lot of this, we've seen a lot of that. Also, in the 4th episode, we saw, what else did we see in the 4th episode? We learned that Ganesha also knows about the Xenos. We learned that Monsterphilia was an event, to suppress the people's, the fear of people, or like the people's fear of monsters and all that. So we learned that. Episode 5, also episode 4. Episode 5, actually, that's not something really we learned. But episode 5, huge battle. Gross is mad, starts a rebellion, and Latveria is attacked. And Belle is sent on this suppression mission with Ganesha Familia, and alongside them are gonna go Asfi, Ryu, and God, what's his name? Not his name, Aisha. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Oh yeah, and then Hermes went to see another pal, but folks, there's so much. Loki Familia is pissed off. Freya's intrigued, and I'm sure somewhere above in the clouds, somewhere Arebius is just I don't know, just laughing. I don't know. I don't know why I would say that, but folks, everything has either gone right or wrong, or everything has gone a turn for the interesting this season. Whether bad or good stuff has happened, everything's just been so interesting. Now, folks, this episode is no exception. In fact, like I said, these episodes keep on getting better. And this episode shows it. Because folks, if you thought that Fells, if you thought, knowing who Fells is and getting that whole reveal, if you thought like, oh yeah, monsters can talk, Xenos, this, that, if you thought that, hey, Fells created eternal life, if you thought, hey, if you thought super secret passageways, what? If you thought everything that's gone on in this season is just absolutely baller and just absolutely mind-blowing, get ready, folks. Get ready. Because this episode, we learned something absolutely insane. But before we do that, of course, before we get to what we learn, we must start at the beginning. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Okay, just a quick disclaimer, folks. Before we start reviewing things, so I ended off that 16-17 minute rant at the beginning of the episode. I finished that that was an open and shut intro that I just wanted to get out of the way for multiple reasons, because I started recording on low phone battery, and also, I don't know, I just wanted to spend time with my family since they were still up. And I did. I spent time with my family, watched a little bit of this, played some Hollow Knight, getting prepared, which I forgot to mention. I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight on my computer, and I'm getting very, very close to, I'm hopefully getting very, very close to where I was originally in my original series, which I'm going to continue after such a long time. It'll be 2 goddamn years since I last uploaded Hollow Knight. Oh, dude, it's gonna be so hype. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. Alright. So yeah, it's actually been 3 hours since I started recording this. So yeah, it's just a quick disclaimer. And if you're wondering, like, oh wow, how did it take you 3 hours? Like, what were you so focused on besides family? Because like as y'all can see, it's 1 a.m, even though it's not. It's 12. 1 a.m. What the yeah, that is true. Whatever. Well, you see, the thing is that I was watching part 1 of season 3 of Austin's talent show on. I was watching this VOD. Who you're never gonna believe who the judge was. It was Tommy in it because I can't get enough of him. Tommy and Schlatt, which is funny. And yeah, I started watching it bit by bit. It was mostly I watched like the first 2 acts. And then after that, I think I just watched like the in-between rants. Because I wasn't really there for the talents. I was just there for the judges. But I watched some of the talents. They were pretty cool, pretty epic. There was one that I just finished seeing. I played the Demon Slayer theme song. Like, I was listening to her play it, and I'm like, why does that sound so familiar? It was like, da-na-na, da-na-na. I'm like, what the hell is that from? I remember, and for some reason, I thought it was from, like, fucking Toradora. And I'm like, no, wait. Where's this from? I was trying to, like, focus in on it, and I'm like, da-na-na, da-na-na. And, like, because I remember that I had tried to teach myself the lyrics to Demon Slayer intro, opening, whatever you call it. And so I think that's how I remember it. Anyway, that was really cool talent. And basically what made me get, my phone and all that kind of stuff, because, like, I was so into watching it. And, and I'm not kidding you, like, I just finished watching the act, and they were about to, the banter between the judges was about to happen. It's like, oh yeah, my favorite bit of the show. And then right when they're about to talk, my headphones just flatline, and I'm like, well, fuck. Anyway, now that's 20 minutes of just ranting. Okay. Sorry for taking so long. Anyway, let's get into this. Episode 6, Knossos, Man-Made Labyrinth. Episode starts off with an old guy hammering at rocks in a cave. Now, I originally thought that this old guy was Belle's granddad, because I'm gonna get my story mixed up, because I even though I know almost everything and anything about this series, or at least not what the game limits me to know. I know that Belle's granddad, I think he got lost in the mountains, and in the mountains there are caves, right? There are cave openings, and so I just thought maybe he was like trying to escape or something. I don't know. That was what I was thinking. But yeah. So I was theorizing that maybe it's Belle's granddad. He's mad. He was like super mad. He was like hammering out, real mad. And it's like, okay, that's a bit sus. Then we move to Akelos, who says stuff. To Akelos, who says stuff as he. I thought it said as she. No. Then we move to Akelos, who says stuff as he stands on tower, which was from last episode. That's in Daedalus Street. Apparently. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that last episode, but yeah, it is a street. It is Daedalus Street, or Daedalus Street. That's all I'm gonna say. Just Daedalus Street. It's a tower in Daedalus Street. We've been to Daedalus Street a few times. Monsterphilia, the orphanage story with Seer. I'm sure we've heard of Daedalus mentioned in Astrea Record. Just we've heard of Daedalus. It's really the only street that's ever really named in all of Auraria. So yeah. And then, of course, after after we learn that that's Daedalus Street, then we go straight into that epic intro. Oh, it's such a good intro, man. It's such a good intro. I hate that I'm not as involved with, like, listening to the intros and outros of this season. And it's not because they're bad. They're fantastic, but I'm just not caught up. And I'm just falling behind, folks. I mean, oh my god, I'm so mad at myself sometimes. Anyway, so the epic intro happens. And then episode continues with Gross pegging one of the acid victims for info on where their kin are in the middle of a destroyed Labyrinth. So, I mean, what else can I say? So yeah, Gross is just pegging down one of the acid victims from good old Kelos Amelia, when they were trying to assault Ranye. And so, so he's pegging him, trying to get information out of him. Acid victim says, "Go over there." I put "go over there," but I think you said "go to the east." And then says, go to the east or west. I forget. There's a specific corner. I don't know which corner it is, but just know that he says go blank direction, and then they're like, "Okay, thank you, sir. We will leave." And then as they leave, I guess his final dying words is just, "It's not like you'll be able to get there anyway. And you guys ... don't have it ... And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, cool. I mean, what do we have? I mean, we got Gross. I mean, what else do you need? I mean, anyway. So, then we go to Sup Force, which is Suppression Force, if I didn't already mention that last episode. Did I mention that? Did I call it Sup Force in the notes? Did I mention that? Oh, I called it Suppression Force. Okay, so Suppression Force is... Sup Force is short for Suppression Force, so just thought I should mention that. We then go to Sup Force, who are now at the 18th floor, and notice that the Xenos... on their way to another area on the 18th floor. We learn the name of some characters here. We got some banter between this person called Modaka, Modaka. And there's this whole banter scene. I thought I should add it because it's like, if we get the name of a new character, I mean, it's not like I can't just go over it. Like, I can't just, skip it. Because it's like, if we learn the name of a new character in the series, I mean, I just gotta write it down, write all their attributes, write what they look like. Like, a new character. Like, we're always starving for a new... Or at least I'm starving for a new character. I mean, it's just... even a mention of someone. I mean, oh my god. I mean, it just gets me going, folks. Anyway. So, yeah. Modaka was being called Nantaka and Kantaka by a female adventurer that I don't think I forgot to mention last episode. I say in the notes I forgot to mention last episode notes. But I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the last review. It was Ita or Elita or something like that. It's Ilta. It's Ilta. There you go. So yeah, Madoka is called different names. Like, his name is mispronounced by Shakti and Ilta. Madoka is actually a really cool guy. He's the one scouting in this scene. Scouting, he finds all the... He's the one that notices all the Xenos and whatnot. And And because oh yeah, Latveria is destroyed and the Xenos are moving away from Latveria and there might be survivors in Latveria and all that kind of stuff. We also need to follow the Xenos to, tame them and whatnot. Split up into two groups. Only after they name. Oh yeah. They decided to split up into two groups only after they name where they believe the Xenos are headed. And the place that they believe the Xenos are headed is the Deep Forest. So yeah, okay. Modica leads one group to see if there are any survivors in Latveria, and Shakti leads the others to head east. Okay, it's east, where I'm assuming the forest lays within. And on their way to, they run into Lid's crew, who are chasing after Gross's rebellion gang, and begin fighting just out of nowhere. Sure, why not? Shakti reminds adventurers to tame, not kill. In secret, and this is just a quick scene. This is just such a quick scene. I mean, it doesn't even really. I didn't really even need to write this. I just wanted to. In secret lay Ryu, Aisha, and Svi with their invisible masks. We got the invisible masks back. Oh, it's so cool, man. It's just so fucking cool. Okay. It's just a norm, ain't it? It's just a norm. Okay. So yeah, they got their invisible masks. Where is it? Yeah, they got their invisible masks. Because I guess that's just the normal now. And after little debate, Aisha and Ryu take off their masks to join in on the battle, as well as Svi, but with mask still on. During the battle, Belle and Lid come face to face, and they escape into the woods. Because they don't want to have a conversation in the middle of a freaking battle between Ganesha Familia and Xenos. I mean, oh my god, that's a pretty power. Anyway, they escape into the woods. I'm assuming the deep forest. I don't know. Have a convo or a conversation. Yeah, have a convo regarding what's happened. Belle learns about attack. Oh yeah, so Belle learns about the whole attack that happened at the tail end of episode 4, and which continued into episode 5 at the beginning of episode 5. So he learns about all that. He learns about Wayne and other Xenos being kidnapped, and wants to help, as he does. I mean, name a time where Belle hasn't wanted to help. I mean, come on. I mean, name a time. Come on, name a time. Ever. This man always fucking helps. God. One day he's gonna help the wrong person, and then everything's just gonna go to shit, ain't it? I hope not. So yeah, he learns about all this stuff. He wants to help. Lid doesn't recommend it. Lid then yells. And then Ryu, just out of nowhere, the absolute justice believer, swoops in and saves Belle from Lid. Lid then runs away, and then Ryu asks Belle if he's alright. Belle is surprised. Belle is surprised to why... I can't even fucking read what I'm reading. I can't even read my reading words. Belle is surprised. Oh yeah. Belle is surprised by why she's... Okay, yeah. Belle is surprised by why she's here. She says, don't worry. And says, I'll tell you later. Then says, let's go back for now to Ganesha Familia. But Belle rejects her decision and says, I have to go after that monster. She tells him what she knows, and that Ivalice has a part of this whole thing. Which is crazy, because it's like, oh man, Ryu's saying something about Ivalice, holy shit. I mean, it's just a thing, man. Anyone says anything about Ivalice in this show, and I just start going off. I mean, can we just talk about Ivalice for a second? I mean, dude, I love how... When was the first time we ever heard of Ivalice in this series? Like this series, Memoria Freese. Was it in the, was it in that goddamn Christmas event? Fucking Winter Magic Miracle, was it? The one with Noelle. Was that the first place that we ever heard of Ivalice? Because if so, that's like... I'm trying to remember what episode arc that would be in, like the 100s or the 200s. Let's think. If I started this show in May, May, June, July, that's 90 or so. July... July, and then August, September, October, that's 180. And then November? So maybe like near 200 or in the 200s, I don't know. But yeah, it's been a while, man. I mean, in 200s, that was like fucking 700 episodes ago, like Jesus. Anyway, it's been a while. It's crazy that we've known about Ivalice for so long, and anytime... And no, here's the thing. We've known about Ivalice for so long, and we only got to learn about Ivalice for like 5 seconds, and then we didn't see them mentioned until we did that whole Sword Oratoria shit, dude. And then after that, it was just... we just didn't see any of Ivalice. And then, of course, the absolute legend that is Estrella Record. We got so much Ivalice there. It's just so cool. Anyway. Rejects her decision. She tells him what she knows and that Ivalice has a part of this whole thing. And Ryu worries for him. Because, who wouldn't worry for Val? But she realizes he's an adventurer through and through. So she gives him a satchel of potions and a glass eye. Now keep your mind on that glass eye. Because that glass eye finna be important. Alright? That glass eye is a hell of a lot. Even though, in this show, it literally, when he opens the little satchel, even though the show, the camera or, the animation just focuses in on that eye in the bag, still, focus on it. Focus in on it. Focus in on the fact that he has a glass eye. Because that's a bit important. But yeah, we'll get to that later. Anyway, so, he gets a potion. Ryu's super nice. Honestly, why don't we see more of her in this show, even though we have, twice in the 3rd season? Actually, as it stands, we're actually seeing more Ryu this season than last season, right? Am I right about that? Because we only saw Ryu for War Game last season, right? We didn't really see her for anything else, unless my memory is mistaken. Anyway, and then Belle leaves and thanks her. After this, Lid and Gross then join forces, which I was kind of confused by. They kind of combine. I thought they were against each other, but I guess Lid was like, fuck it. I'm also mad. Let's destroy all of life. And so, Pog. Destroy all life, Pog. So yeah, I guess that just happened, so cool. So they joined forces, trying to find where their kin are when, they're trying to find where their kin are. They're at the east edge, and they're trying to find where they are. It's a bit of a rocky area. And then it pans over to Deese, who isn't there with them, but instead is in that area with the cages. Remember that? The whole hideout and what, I don't know. When Dees throws an eye, guys, a glass eye, similar to the glass eye, to one of his hunters, in their home base, with Los Cages. Did I really put that? With Los Cages. Okay. And tells him to open the door and to finish the hunt by letting the monsters in. Nowhere. Oh, okay. No, yeah. This is my little thing. Hold on. So yeah, he just says finish the hunt by letting the monsters in and whatnot. But we'll explain how this is all gonna work in a minute. I gotta talk about this little thing this little quip I have at the end of this bullet point, which is, now here is where I thought, is this the end of the arc? Is this the episode? The end of this arc? But little did I know, it was probably only the beginning. Maybe just a prediction. I literally put that. And keep in mind, alright, these are notes that I wrote, like, while watching the episode, obviously. Like, I didn't watch reviewing the episode, so, I don't want to spoil anything, but I kind of, yeah. Now here's a fun thing. So it's break time now. It's break time, and I say, inhale, folks, exhale, folks. So let me explain something really funny. So I was so fucking lazy with this review, and not lazy in the sense of like, oh yeah, there wasn't a lot of writing done. Oh yo, I mean, if y'all thought all of that I've recorded, all of that all the stuff that I've said is like low tier, like reviewing, holy shit, I mean, y'all haven't even heard it yet. I mean, dude, this review's 5 pages long. Y'all just finished listening to one. And like, one third, yeah. One full page and 1/3 of a page. There's so much that happens. But yeah, I was very, very slow with this review, because I had finished the first half of the episode, and the first half of the episode cut off at the 8-minute mark, and then the other half of the episode was everything after the 8-minute mark of the episode. Now the thing about this is that I finished reviewing the first part of the episode, and then I don't know what happened. I think I ended up falling asleep. And I didn't write down, I didn't do the review until the next day. I didn't finish the review until the next day. Which also took a while. I don't think was it the next day, or was it the day after the next day? Anyway, in any case, this was a very long review to do. I was very, very lazy and slow with it. But boy, oh boy, are y'all gonna love all the notes that I have had to write. Anyway, I'm gonna end this part off here. I'll see y'all in a second, in which we are going to find out what happens in this episode. But yeah, I'll be right back. Again, if you're wondering why I'm gonna end the section off, it's because I don't want to get all this stuff, like, just, I don't want to record for an hour and 30 minutes and then have it be like, I'm sorry, all of your data's corrupted, and I'm going to hurt your feelings. I don't want that to happen. My feelings get hurt enough. Anyway, I'll be right back. Alrighty, let's cover the second part of this episode. Just took a 20-minute break. Just a 20-minute break. I'm getting very lazy with this series, and I hate that. Anyway, well, I'm getting very lazy with the series in this episode because it's 2 a.m. almost, and I just want to go to bed because I have school tomorrow. And also the Dream SMP Final War is tomorrow, PogChamp. I just saw a premiere for I didn't see a premiere, but I saw a premiere. I saw a video that's going to premiere in about 8 hours. It's an animation by an animator of the Dream SMP or something. One of the Dream SMP animators. One of the people that, my point. Maybe I'll link in the description if I feel like it. If I have enough energy. And I commented, I'm calling it, this is going to be PogChamp, because I had seen someone in Sadist's comments while waiting for the premiere of The Fall, which I can't believe was fucking, like, what is this, it's been 15 fucking days since she released The Fall. Oh, it's such a good fucking animation, dude. Oh, it's such a good... Anyway, yeah, I've kind of just been... I kind of just wanted to call that out, like, because it looks like a really good animation just by the cover, and it has a really good name. The name is Those Were the Days, which if you're not a person that plays Minecraft, enjoys playing Minecraft, if you're not a Minecrafter, if you're not a man of the craft, then Those Are the Days is an achievement, in which that you achieve by finding / encountering a bastion, I believe, at least. And a bastion is this, like, giant structure in the Nether, which is essentially hell. Hey, why don't we just stop talking about Minecraft, Dream SMP, and animatics and get back to this, oh my god, to this absolutely insane episode. Anyway, so, can we lower this a bit? Thank you. So the episode continues, with Bell running towards where he last saw Lid running. Bell then runs into Fells, and I'm like, yes, this is so cool. Runs into Fells. Both reach their destination, which is, like, the East Edge. And we find that not only is it a dead end, but we also find that the boys, the homies, the Xenos, are not there either. Which I'm not too surprised about that, because Dees told his hunter boy to, like, oh yeah, open up the gate or whatnot. We'll get to that in a minute. So they reach their destination and find that it's a dead end, when suddenly the glass eye in the satchel that Ryu gave him started glowing. Now this is something very, very interesting. This is very ominous. I want to question everything. So we're gonna learn this later on. But there are specific people that... So... No. Well, we'll explain this in a minute. We'll explain it in a minute. So, suddenly the glass eye in the satchel that Rue gave him started glowing, which is like... Dude! I caught it when I saw the episode, and I'm like, I knew that would be important. So yeah, it started glowing. Bell notices this, pulls it out, and Fells asks what it is. Bell's like, I don't know, and then shows it to Fells. And Fells believes it seems to be reacting to something. He then brings it to the... Oh, this is such a cool fucking scene, dude. This glass eye is like the how do you say? This glass eye is like the... Oh god, what's the name? Not the trigger. Is like the... Oh god, what's the name? The pop-off name. Yeah, it's the pop-off. It's where this episode really starts popping off. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, so believes it seems to be reacting to something. Brings it to the edge of the east edge of the east 18th floor wall, puts his hand on the wall, which unveils a large passage. And when I say a large passage, I mean this fucking, like, a large passage. I mean, what else can I say? Like, all the rocks just wither away. And then it just opens up this rectangle, this upside rectangle passage. And it's like, Nani? Actually, not Nani. It's just like, what the fuck? And so then I said, what the fuck is this all about? Yeah. Both surprised, but curious, enter the large passage as the wall regenerates behind them. So here's the interesting part. So this is what I want to get to. Here's something that I don't understand. Here's something that I don't understand that's really going to bother me. Like, forever. Or maybe not. But I don't get how Ryu got the satchel with the glass eye. Because here's something interesting. And like I said, we're going to learn this in a few minutes. But I might as well just say it now. Because, like, talking about the glass eye in a few minutes is not going to matter at all. I mean, oh my god. So, the glass eye, right? We learn later from Deese that he only made a limited amount of the glass eyes. And I don't know, he doesn't specify if he gave them to every one of his hunters. But I'd have to assume so. And if not, maybe like 2 or 3 people. But here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. How did Ryu get a glass eye? All of these hunters, from what I've seen, all of these hunters are very, very smart. Because, like, despite being the villain of the season, Deese is a fairly smart guy. I mean, if I am right with the whole, like, he uses that book to record the weaknesses and strengths of monsters, he's a pretty smart guy. He's been studying. You know, that man's got A's in schools. And so, you know, I'm just surprised to see that, like, such a smart leader would somehow, who knows how to lead his team, right? His regimen, if you will, right? But they still managed to lose a glass eye. Now, again, I don't know how this happened, because it doesn't really make sense to me why Ryu would have a satchel that contains a glass eye. I don't even know where she got it. She maybe, you could say that she maybe got it in, like, midst battle, between the Xenos, or Ganesha Familia, but I don't know. That doesn't really work out for me, because, and here's another thing. I would have loved to be like, oh, well, she was fighting one of the members, one of the hunters in Achilles Familia. But fact of the matter is, Achilles Familia are just completely absent to what's going on the gate. Well, not absent, but like they're not even like, Ganesha Familia doesn't even know that they're there. You know? And so it's just a thing. It's weird. I don't know how she got it. That's what I'm just very curious about. How she got that glass eye. It makes me think that if she did get that satchel from somebody, it would either have to be like she got it off somebody on the surface when preparing. Either that, or she just found it randomly one day, or it could be the most entertaining option. Or it could be that one of the Ganesha... No. That one of the Xenos had a key. Which means there'd be a traitor on our hands. There'd be a bit of a traitor on our hands, huh? So that's very interesting to think about. But I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure it doesn't matter whatsoever. Just thought I should, make an inquiry about it. Anyway. Continuing. Oh, this is such a good fucking... Okay. This is such a good fucking... No. Okay. Why did I repeat that? So they unveil a large passage. Both surprised but curious, enter the large passage as the wall regenerates behind them. Fells believes that this passage is clearly man-made. And I'm like, is this Knossos? I'm not going to say if I'm right or wrong, but I mean, he does say it's man-made. And I mean, in the title, it does say man. Along with man-made, Knossos is also in there. And it's like, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but anyway. So walking further, they come across another wall. This time made from orichalcum, or orichalcum. Orichalcum. I think it's orichalcum. Which apparently is the strongest refined metal, which we learn is impossible to destroy with magic, which I think was very interesting. But with the power of the glass eye, the glass eye, it's such a fucking... The glass eye, Fells raises it to the center of the wall, and it opens up. It's so fucking cool. Now here's where we learn, so beyond this wall is where we just learn so much. Oh, it's so... Okay, I'm just gonna stop stalling for content. Okay. Also, I just wrote the glass eye as a key. Yeah, it is. Well, me and the notes just figured that out. Congrats. Wow. I then said, I'm surprised, and so are Fells and Bell. They then find, they look over to the left wall, they just, they're going through the door, and they look on their left to see, their surroundings and the new area of this passage. And to the left, they see that Memoria Freese world language. I don't know what it is. I want to learn it if I can. Oh, that would be so fucking cool if I could learn the Memoria Freese language. Holy shit. That would be so cool if I could learn the fantasy language. All those fucking squiggly lines. Oh, it's so cool. So yeah, they saw a bunch of squiggly lines, and they read it to be... They read it and found it to be the word Daedalus. Like Daedalus. Daedalus Street. Monsterphilia. No, sorry. Monsterphilia. That one side story with the orphanage. I'm sure in a stray record. Daedalus Street. The only street that's mentioned. The only street that's really named in the entirety of the lore that I'm limited to know. So I'm like, Daedalus. Why is the word Daedalus written? Inscribed onto the left wall of the passageway. And I'm like, Wait. And so again, this is where everything just fucking blows my mind. And I'm like, wait. Is this the second entrance into the dungeon we've been trying to find for centuries? And does this lead and connect up to the passageway we found in Sears' Slice of Life story? Holy shit, how can this episode get better? And I mean, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say if I'm right or wrong. I mean, we don't know exactly if it connects up. But I mean, all I'm saying, folks. All I'm saying. That may or may not be true. So I was going fucking crazy when I wrote this. It's like, wait, is this the second entrance to the dungeon we've been trying to find? Dude, that line in the notes is where everything. Okay, so let's continue. We find all this shit out, and then we head over to the good old homies, Hestia Familia, who are spying on guards behind bushes that are guarding good old baby Babel. They wonder if they can find the poachers. Thinking about that's a possibility for them to have a base in Arario, but don't know how they'd find it. Hestia then goes off about monetary value for monsters being a way to find the poachers. And this is a really interesting thing because I feel like it just comes out of fucking nowhere. Like, monetary value for monsters. Like, who would want to... Y'all are putting prices on monsters now? People want to buy monsters? I mean, I get why. I mean, people buy animals. Animals are not monsters. But you get my point. People buy... God. I was about to say, like, people buy people. We're not talking about that. We're not... Okay. Okay, yeah. People buy... Organisms buy other organisms. Okay, I'm gonna... Yeah. Yeah, okay. But I don't know how they find it. She goes off on monetary value for monsters, which, again, just out of nowhere, but it's another interesting thing that's just talked about in the season. So far in the season, like, yeah, it's been interesting, yeah, it's been mysterious, all this kind of stuff. And there's, like, really interesting quips here and there, like Bella's mentioned. Belle mentioned last episode, which I just completely fucking forgot about. There's been a lot of interesting questions asked throughout the season, and a lot of interesting topics brought up, and Hestia definitely brings up, like, most of them. This being one of them. Anyway. Okay, so she goes off about talking monetary value for monsters being a way to find the poachers. And that's when Lily, with her Giga Brain, realizes, well, not the Giga Brain, but Giga Knowledge, realizes something. We then go to a jail cell in the Soma Familia house. Aw, dude, it's been too long. We don't see Soma, but we do see the creepy guy behind bars. The creepy guy is the guy with the messy hair and the glasses, the guy that took Lily at the end, I want to say, of episode Dose of season Dose. So yeah, that guy. He's behind bars because, I mean, why is it he behind? I don't fucking. He's behind bars. That's all you need to know. That's all that matters. He's behind bars. He's surprised to see Lily. Guard. Oh yeah, and then another quick thing. The guard from last season that freed Lily is still there, so that's pretty cool. I forgot his name completely, but he's there, and I'm like, hey, I know you. You were there for like 5 minutes. You had like one line, but you were such a great guard. Honestly, just the best. People don't give him enough love. Ugh, he's so cool. Anyway, we learn that Soma Familia, so from Glasses Boy, we learn that Soma Familia lured out monsters, captured them, and sold them from Lily. We heard this from Lily, but she didn't know why. She really didn't care, and she didn't really believe it. And then says, but it's different now. We also learn she didn't know why. We also learn Creepy Guy has met Xenos in the past. And I'm like, ooh, more people know about the Xenos? Ooh, okay. Very, very interesting. Has met Xenos in the past. Lily believes if Soma Familia were in cahoots with the poachers in the past, then they'd know where a base could be. Creepy guy then says Daedalus Street. And I'm like, oh my god, they said Daedalus again. Oh my gosh. It's that, I'm assuming that confirms it. I'm assuming that confirms it. Right? Because I mean, we saw a Daedalus sign in the man-made passageway, right? The man-made passageway, not the man-made labyrinth, but actually, it would be a labyrinth because a labyrinth is a set of it would be a labyrinth. God fucking, I keep on forgetting that a labyrinth is like bunch of this and that's, and not a large area. I keep on thinking ever since I've started playing Memoria Freese, ever since I learned about the dungeon, it's always just been yes, a labyrinth is just a large room with monsters and different backdrops. That is what a labyrinth is. No, that's the fucking dungeon. I don't fucking know anymore. I just don't. Oh yeah, labyrinth is Aurario. I don't fucking. Anyway, oh yeah, the whole Daedalus. Yeah, so if Fells and Bells, saw the Daedalus, the word Daedalus inscribed onto the wall, and I didn't mention this. There was a whole there was like a little crawl space, if you will, under the Daedalus sign. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Just a bit of a theory. Just a bit of a thinking. Just a bit of a process. I just maybe think that Daedalus Street could connect to the man-made labyrinth. But that's just a theory. It possibly can't be confirmed, right? Right? That won't be confirmed. Never. They would not confirm that. Right? They'll find out. Fells and Bell then discuss about the path they found in the passageway leading to Daedalus. Fells says, Babel and Daedalus Street, structures which form the cornerstones of Aurario, built by a master craftsman. And then I say, who is the master craftsman? Fells tells Bell they've long thought about a second entrance into the dungeon and finally found it. And I'm like, all my suspicions, all my theories, all the days, all the years, I didn't theorize. Dude, it's so cool. He mentioned it. It's confirmed. My suspicions were confirmed. I put 1 and 5 together and I got seis sienta. That's not even whatever. That was just so fucking. It's so cool. So they found the second passageway to the dungeon. I forgot how long we've been following this little plot. I'm pretty sure the first time we heard about a possible second passageway into the dungeon was around Sword Oratoria times, when we first started Sword Oratoria, which I believe would be in like the 400s, 500s, which is like still like a year ago since we heard about it, so. Oh, that's bonkers, guys. That's bonkers. Wow. Yeah, I also think that it's really interesting that apparently Babel and Daedalus Street are the cornerstones of Aurario. I'm not too surprised, because that I guess that's why Daedalus Street is not important, but is sort of like the street that we always see that's named. Like no other streets are named. Like districts are named, like the Pleasure District and the Guild and all that kind of stuff. But we're never mentioned anything else. Like, we don't know the name of a lot of streets unless we do, and I'm just missing this. Like, we know Central Park, we know you know, the different manners and all that. Anyway, my point is, it's cool to know that that's the reason why Data Illustrated is always, you know, just, yes, this is Data Illustrate. This seems important. That's why there is a big overarching fucking sign that says Data Illustrate. So yeah. After this, also, after all my, like, talking, I'm just spitting like fucking crazy. And because of that, like, it's all getting on the paper, and it's just moldy and shit. Not moldy. After this, actually, hold on. I'm gonna end this clip off because I don't wanna lose everything that I just said. I'll be right back. All right, quickly. I'm just a bit worried because I ended off the second part recording, I don't know, of this video. And I went to check at all the videos. I went to check the videos that so far, like all the clips from this or whatever, and I saw that a lot of them were mismatched. Which is not, it isn't good. I say that they're mismatched, but I'm not sure. It's just weird. Anyway, I'm sure it's nothing. Continuing. Hermes finds Akelos. Which, yeah. This is the thing. Hermes finds Akelos, who acts like Vera, and if y'all don't remember Vera's fucking, Winter Reverie. Winter Reverie goddess, what was that? What was the name of the city in there? It was... Ooh, I forgot. You know, that place. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Yeah, Hermes finds Akelos, who acts like Vera because he found him. Basically, meaning that Hermes is like, or Akelos is like, so you found me, so, I'll answer any question you have for me. That kind of thing. Anyway. From this, the Xenos run through the gates, in the passageway to where their kin are. They come to find Akelos Familia's hideout, which we see is, like, massive now. We knew that it was massive before, but we see a lot more. It's a lot more, like, radiant and whatnot. Where all their... so they come to find the Akelos Familia hideout, where all their kin are in cages. I put where all their kin are cages, yes. And they're amazed at the place, but go and save their kin. Lid then asks Sphere where Ween is, but she doesn't know. Then comes in my French evildoer, Desperdis. Oh, he's so fucking cool. He's such a fucking cool character. His name is so cool. I mean, if I was gonna write a villain in a book of mine, I mean, who wouldn't wanna call their main villain, by using some French words like dix, desperdis. It's like it sounds like this for this in English, like if you. It's like dix for dix, or dix per dix, or dix pour dix, or whatever. But in French, it's for French, in French it's like dix per dix, and even though I'm pretty sure per isn't French, I'm gonna imagine that it is, and that basically means 10 per 10, right? 10 for 10, or 10 for 10, or 10 per 10. So, I don't know, it's just D's per D's, anyway. So, he walks in, like the like the dashing villain he is, who is made known to the Xenos as the one who's selling them. Which is like, why? So, I might have missed this. I don't... Because we all just start talking about fucking monetary value all of a sudden. And selling monsters and Xenos. I don't know where all this comes from. I don't know where it came from. I'm not sure if it just started with this episode, or if it's been like an underlying problem throughout the season. But yeah, for me it just comes out like right out of right field or right out of left field. I don't really get it. I mean, I get it, but like I don't. I mean, I just don't get shit. I just don't get shit. So anyway, so the Xenos know him as lay villain. And because he is lay villain, they prepare to fight each other. When suddenly Bell and Fells come rushing in. The two saviors of the series. I mean, honestly, the two main characters, in my opinion. I mean, you also add Ryu in there. You got the three best main characters in the whole goddamn show. I mean, let's be honest. Was the show? Let's be honest. Was the franchise ever about fucking Loki Familia? No, I don't think so. Honestly, in my opinion. Actually, no. We're not going to talk about opinions right now. We're talking about reviewing. So yeah, Bells and Fells comes rushing in. Deece is surprised they got here, since he only had a few select keys made, or eyes made. And so that's the whole thing. Like, oh yeah, he only had a select few, this and that. Fells then asks Deece, or not asks Deece, I said asks Deece out. But it's not really, he calls him out, yeah. So, Fells calls Deece out for being the cause of the incident. Or asks him if he's the cause of the incident. And then Deece responds with, "You're a mage, right?" And I'm like, he knows too much. We have to kill him. And wonders what connection Fells has to the Xenos. Fells deducts that the Akelos base was made by... Okay, now folks, this is like, if y'all thought finding out that like the passageway between Daedalus Street and the man-made Labyrinth was a thing, like the second passageway into the dungeon, if you thought finding that out was insane, folks, I have one more to top it off. Fells deducts that the Akelos base was made by Daedalus, but the street... Wait. So this is like... Wait. So he deducts that the Akelos base is made by Daedalus, but not the street. The person? What? So it's like, what the fuck? The person. And so that this is the kind of thing that just blew me mind. Daedalus Street. Alright. Actually not even Daedalus Street. I can't name a street in my mind. But let's say let's just say there's a street in the world called Rosemary Street, right? Streets are usually named after either like an important person or just a random word or something like that, or something that describes the area, right? Now, I forgot that was a thing. I forgot that that whole thing, like, oh yeah, like, there's streets that have names, like, I think there's like a, I swear there's like a street or a route or an avenue that has Hamilton in front of it. I'm sure of it. Like, there's different streets named after different people, different things, just nouns, right? And so I completely forgot about that throughout all of my time knowing about Daedalus Street. Like, how did I not deduct? How did I never question why Daedalus Street was called Daedalus Street? Anyway, that's just, I can't believe that Daedalus, it's Daedalus. Oh god, I'm gonna mess it. It's Daedalus. Daedalus. How do they say it on the show? Daedalus. Daedalus? Daedalus? Is it Daedalus? Daedalus? I hate my fucking English accent. I hate it. I hate being American. No. I love being American. Actually, yeah, we're not gonna... Yeah. Daedalus. I think they say Daedalus. Yeah, Daedalus. We're gonna say it like that. Daedalus. Anyway. Fells asks why they're here. And okay, so... Fells asks why they're there, or why they're here, why they're in the man-made labyrinth, made by the man himself, Daedalus. Dees then says, nothing. This fine project has been forced on generation after generation, as I am. I think, yeah, wait. Did I? Oh, I didn't end the quote off. I didn't put the... Okay. Yeah, so he says, nothing this fine project has been forced on generation after generation, as I am. And then I'm like, descendant? Oh, that's it, sorry. As I am a descendant. And I'm like, no way! There's no way. Is Dees per Dees? No. And this is where I was like, no. I mean, I must be going crazy. It's like, wait. Is Dees per Dees a Daedalus descendant? I'm sorry. What? So, within the same minute that we learned that, hey, Daedalus is a person, we also learned that Dees per Dees, le villain of le season 3, is a descendant of the man himself. And I'm like, oh. Yeah, so not only is Dees per Dees a dashingly charming feller, not only a bit of a bookworm, a bit of a Frenchman himself, but he's also a descendant of Daedalus. And that's just what gets the ball rolling, folks. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? Dees then sees they don't believe him. So he takes off his goggles. Yeah, he takes off his goggles. David, I didn't mention he's been wearing goggles this whole show. He takes off his goggles and shows them his eyes, which have a certain birthmark into them, signifying he's a Daedalus, or Daedalus. And it's so cool, man. It's so... Like, I called it a birthmark, but I don't know what you call a certain shape of a pupil in your eye. Is that a birthmark? I don't fucking know. I mean, I have birthmarks, and it's just do I? Doesn't matter. This isn't about me. This is about Dees per Dees. So that's crazy. We then go back to Achelos and Hermes. Hermes just having figured this out. The whole thing that, hey, Dees per Dees and Daedalus and and Daedalus. I hate that I have to say Daedalus. Oh, that sounds good. Daedalus. Oh, such a fucking cool guy. Anyway. He figured all this out and says, you're saying that Daedalus built a door that responds to these special eyes so that only his descendants would be able to continue his work? And I'm like, dude, What? There's more, though. Achilles rebuttals Hermes by saying, Dis and the others gouged out the eyes of corpses and made them into keys. And I'm simply like, what the fuck is wrong with your familia? Are you okay, Dees? Are you okay, Mr. Dees? Okay, anyway. So, he made him into keys. Because of this, Hermes understands the context of this incident. And basically, he goes on for a while. I wanted to really quote him on this, because I quoted a lot of people in the notes. But I couldn't quote this whole fucking thing, because, it's just so long. So basically, and this is the real cream of the crop of this episode. This is the real, a ba-boom moment. Basically, at the very beginning of the descendants of deities and gods, Uranos brought Fauna to his new followers. One of them was Daedalus. After receiving such power, he contributed. Now we're talking about Daedalus. He contributed to the construction. And when I say construction, not the construction of the next little playground, not little hut, not the construction of a little house here, a little house there. No, he contributed to the construction of of Arario. He constructed Babel. So I'm sorry. You're telling me that Mr. Daedalus, mans who has a street named after him, fucking contributed to the construction of Arario by helping out with Babel? I'm sorry. I didn't know that my favorite unknown hero was a bit of a builder. What the hell? Anyway, so we learned that, as you do, just learning things on the way. Also, I just want to make sure that, okay, this is still here for a while. Okay, it's still until the 25th. Pog, thank the Lord. I thought that was going to end tomorrow. I'm so glad that lasted the 25th. All right, anyway. So yeah, they also mentioned that he's an unparalleled genius. Dees then continues this story by saying, but even that genius took one look at the outrageous opus laid out at his feet. And I quote, went completely insane. And I really gotta feel bad for him. Anyway, we'll continue on. It's brought back to Hermes, who says, in his eyes, it exceeded human knowledge. ... Saw it was an opus. Dees continues by saying, he was ... overwhelmed, broken, haunted, and obsessed. And I'm like, oh, poor Daedalus. And then Fels extends in this with his knowledge, saying, once thought to be an artisan, was labeled a freak. We see that the old man at the beginning was Daedalus. It was Daedalus digging out the Achelous base. Or rather, the man-made labyrinth.
Knossos! Knossos.
Yeah. So the old man at the beginning was not Belcrenel's grandfather. It was Daedalus. So that's kind of cool. Deece then says it isn't finished. Akelos says Daedalus forced the partially completed Knossos and blueprints on his descendants. Which, it shouldn't be that long. Because, we don't know how long Auraria has been a thing, right? I'm assuming that Auraria has been a thing for, I don't know, maybe, because the furthest we know about history in Aurario is the whole Astray Record thing. Well, Astray Record and, I guess, 15 years old. So, I was assuming Aurario, just assuming. I was assuming Aurario was, maybe 30 years old, right? Because it's if they just figured out, Xenos were a thing, 15 years ago. I don't know. Aurario must be 30 years old, right? We didn't know. I didn't know. Nobody knew how old Aurario was, I feel like. But we kind of get a sense of how old it is. And that's confirmed by the fact that apparently Daedalus has been... Okay, so Daedalus and his descendants have been, passing down the blueprints and whatnot for over, and get ready for the number, for over 1,000 years. I'm sorry. 1,000 years? Okay. Aurario got some history that we don't know about, huh? That's really interesting. I didn't know that Aurario was that old. My favorite city in an anime is older than me. My favorite city in an anime is older than America. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I thought that was really, really interesting. What? It's 1,000. So, approximately, I'm assuming Aurario is 1,000 years old because, well, if he's been passing it down to his descendants for over 1,000 years. Wait, did it say 1,000 years or over 1,000 years? Oh shit. Hold on. Okay, no, yeah, it's either for 1,000 years or over 1,000 years. I think I said for 1,000 years just to round it out, but might be more. Oh, but that's crazy, dude. That's crazy for 1,000 years. And so, this is the other interesting part. Well, we've learned something throughout this whole fucking season, but this is really interesting what we're about to learn. Even more interesting than before. So, the descendants of Daedalus have continued to build Knossos. And then I'm like, what in the world is actually happening? Akelos then says it costs too much time and money. It costs too much time and money. And I get that. It must cost a lot of time and money. It must have cost a lot of time and money to be able to, get the people, gather the resources, all this kind of stuff, to be able to get all these folks working, chopping and chipping away at the rocks. I bet it must have taken a long, long time. And a lot of money. And money. And we've been talking about money here and there this episode. Hestia brought up monetary value. We had some talks about monetary value a few like bullet points ago. I don't get it. I didn't get it. They might have mentioned it earlier in the season. I don't understand it. I don't understand when we're suddenly so fixated on goddamn money. I mean, I thought y'all were rich. I thought everybody had like 10 billion Valis like I do. Like, ugh, come on. But apparently, this is the kicker. This is the thing that explains everything. They wanted to continue building Knossos, and in order to do that, they needed not just time, but they needed more money. And then I say, wait. Is that why they sell monsters? To be able to purchase the sources? Oh yeah, the resources to pay or to, of money to build to pay the people to build Knossos. And it's like, dude, that's what I'm thinking, right? And not only is that confirmed, but we also learn this. Continuing, because my phone decided to be like, uh-oh, you don't have enough storage, therefore, shut up. So here's the kicker, right? We also learn, alright? We also learn that the suspicions were true. Akelos Familia were involved with Ivalice. But on top of that, we learn that the reason for Akelos Familia colliding with Ivalice was, you guessed it, for money. To complete Knossos. And it's like, what? And I'm like, it makes sense. That makes so much sense. Look, I don't agree with the whole selling monsters part. All right, I don't agree with Ivalice. I don't agree with like half of the stuff that the villains do on the show, right? But here's what I do empathize with, or have empathy for, or feels. Yeah, here's what I feel, right? If I was in Disperdice's situation, or just in one of the descendants, if I was in the position of one of the descendants of Daedalosu, I wouldn't be afraid to resort to the extremes to be able to complete Knossos. Because here's the thing, if it's a thing that's being passed down and that we're destined to do, and we're almost decided at birth to fulfill this destiny as a descendant, as a family, as a new generation of the Daedalosu, like family line, then I mean, I do it. I join Ivalice. I do all this, even if I don't agree with them, even if I don't do this, do that. I empathize with the fact that we need money, and that we do anything to get money and people and money. And it also makes sense because it's like, oh yeah, they team up with Ivalice. Ivalice has influence with so many people. I mean, sure, we only saw like 4 or 6 gods and, a stray record. But who knows? I mean, Ivalice had like 1 billion people, as we saw. I mean, so many Ivalice members. Whether they be the actual fighters, whether they be the tamers, the monsters that they caught. We got a lot of people are in Ivalice. A lot of people have been influenced by Ivalice. And so I'm not surprised that the reason that they collided with Ivalice was to complete Knossos, not just for the money, but because they have the people. Because they have the people. Because those people can just follow willingly to the and bend to, all that is evil. All that is the absolute malevolence. You know what I mean? And so it just makes sense, and I find that beautiful. Anyway, And just like probably you and me, probably not you, but probably me, sick of hearing this. Sick of hearing this insanity. The Xenos begin to attack the poachers. Fells then throws God, what's his name? Is it Fet? I said Let. There you go. Let the goblin Xenos throws Let the key, and Let runs away as the Xenos come attacking. So does Dis per Dis by using a curse called Oh God, I can't read. Called Fol Zitar. Or no. Phobiter. Yeah. Phobiter Daedalus. Yeah, Phobiter Daedalus. Which basically causes rampaging throughout bewitchment and confusion, which affects the Xenos. All the Xenos in front of Fells, but not the ones behind him, as he is protecting them with the power of his epicness. No, with his cloak. Dis is surprised, but doesn't care. Belden battles with the Xenos to get to Dis per Dis. And one of the Xenos that he fights is Lid. But Lid has been affected. And this is sad, but it's fine because, freaking Fells with his infinite wisdom and magic just, shoves him away. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Lid. I'll make sure to say sorry later, okay? And that's when Fells tells, after Fells saves him from Lid, Fells tells Bell to take down Dis per Dis, so the curse can be dispelled. Dis intimidates Bell, but Fells tells Bell that he must be paying a price for that power. That power of, Phobiter Daedalus. And so then Dis is then ticked off by that. Bell finds his resolve as we see Ween chained up in a room with a red light. And I'm like, no, Ween. We need to save Ween. Oh, this is... I really hope we get to save Ween. And if we do save Ween, I really hope that, even if she can't stay in the manor, I really hope that we get to visit her, once in a while. Because Wayne is such a great character, man. It's just so fucking adorable, man. Anyway. Continuing. Yeah, we see her trapped in a red room, chained up in a red room. No, in a room with a red light. Belden runs up to Dis per Dis, clashes with him, and then... Final bullet point. We go back to Arles and Wolf Hellhound leading that guy. We don't know what that guy I'm talking about. Who's that guy? That guy is that guy who Lid asks for Arles and Hellhound Xenos to go ahead and skiddly diddly do over back from the village that they moved to, but we don't really get to see. And we don't get to see who that guy is. But we can see that he's holding an axe. A massive battle axe. He looking like a minotaur. And I don't know why I thought this, because it didn't make sense. But then I'm like, wait. Is this the minotaur that Bell killed in that adventure? Then I'm like, no way. No. Because he killed him. That wasn't a Xenos. Because if that was a Xenos, he would have run away or something. I mean, even if he was a Xenos, he would have just died. Plus, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't... sure, monsters can regenerate in the dungeon, but... it doesn't work in my mind. So... oh, but dude, that'd be so cool. That would be so cool if that was the case. Oh, okay, anyway. And so we see them going... ready to just storm into battle. And just like that, epic outro. And with that, we get the title of the next episode, As I Am Sad in Awe. And that's something I should just mention for a second. Oh wait, did I already tell y'all about what happened last episode? How I was just sad in awe for like ages. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. I was just sad in awe for ages. Anyway. So yeah, then the outro, and then with that we get the title of the next episode, which is finally the French man gets his name in a movie. Dix Paradis, the Dreams of Beasts. Oh baby, you gotta love that alliteration. And yeah, just like that, we finished it. We finished the review for episode goddamn 6. The Knossos man-made labyrinth. Now I can go to sleep, but not really because we gotta do this bullshit. I hate this game. Not really, but really. All right. Side story 5. When the party got back from Xenos' hidden village, on the following day, Lily and Welf reported to Hestia on what happened. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's hear their thoughts on it. Yeah, it's weird to put it like that, but they are. Yeah. Wow, you're really worried about that. I don't blame you, but like, wow. I mean, you just have to go there, of course. Oh yeah, Ray is pretty cute, yeah. Oh my god. I don't think you have to worry. Oh. Really? Come on. Is that what this whole thing's about? Oh my lord. And this time it's a bunch of more. Oh. God, that's gonna be next on season 3. And fight for interracial marriage. Oh god. I can already hear the protests outside. I can. Oh my god. Because she is Hestia. And that too. Dude, that's the best one to date. That is the best side story we've seen. Alright, now let's see side story 6. A clash between the adventurer and Xenos on floor 18. While Bell and Lyd was leaving the battlefield, a mage was attempting to get in touch with Xenos. Ooh. Oh. Oh, Fells and Gross met up. Ooh. Ooh.
危険。今抵抗をやめれば、あの冒険者たちは我々を殺すだろう。そんなことはさせない。私が約束しよう。
Ooh.
まずは話を。
And let him talk?
あの冒険者どもを引かせろ。我々は同胞を取り戻しに行く。
Ooh.
約束するというのならやってみせろ、フェルズ。
Oh, man.
無理だろう、フェルズ。貴様は所詮そちら側だ。
Damn.
貴様が優先すべきは人類であり、我々ではない。モンスターの怒りなど貴様には理解できまい。
Damn.
私は
Fells really be having a hard time out
喋
here.
るな。貴様の還元
Gotta feel bad for Fells.
私はもう惑わされない。悟れ、フェルズ。何もかも手遅れなのだ。
It's never too late.
悟るものか。もう手遅れなのと。
Yeah. He's so cool, man.
君たちと言葉を交わし、信頼を築き上げ、もう15年。私は
Dude, who voices Fells?
ナスはしないぞ。
Because I just want to be friends with them. Whoever voices Fells, you're so cool. Honestly, you're just the coolest person. You have such a cool voice. Like, whoever voices Fells, man. I mean, hats off to you. I mean, immediate simp. I mean, immediate simp. I mean, okay. Anyway. There you go. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately. I'm pretty sure this review is actually going to have been the shortest review of the season, despite this episode having been revealed, having revealed a lot. But yeah, I think this is like the shortest review. Anyway, despite it being a short review, it was nothing short of a great one. I liked how poetic that was. Anyway. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm actually gonna get a water because I might need a water. Before your favorite, not favorite YouTuber. Yeah. No, yeah. Before your favorite YouTuber goes to bed. Close the garage. Well, yeah, we're gonna end it off here. Just gonna make some quick, notes about life really quickly. I haven't cooked an egg in 3 days, which really sucks. I was really close on doing that whole thing on my own. Haven't watched anime in like a few days. Just been reading manga. I said that I would read Inspector tonight, but I don't think I'll be able to. What else? I helped solve a puzzle today. While Lewis was playing Call of Duty, which was really cool. And that's what I have to say, I think. Yeah, that about wraps it up. I mean, if we're really being honest here. That about wraps up the whole episode right there. Oh yeah, that, and I started wearing the other slipper socks that I have. So that's pretty hog chump, if I do say so myself. But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna end off the episode. This episode's gonna go out tomorrow. Again, as I said at the beginning of the episode, I think the upload schedule and recording schedule for this series has just been like complete trash for the past 2 weeks. Because I'm recording episodes at night and they're going out like midday the next day, and so it's like the series is an absolute mess currently. So yeah, hopefully it'll get better starting with this episode. So officially, from tomorrow, I'll hopefully be able to record and upload episodes on the same day. So, yeah. But until that's a really, like, possible, a real possible, plausible future, we just gotta live as we live. So I'm gonna end off this episode by me having to go to my room because yeah, why not? Just extend the content a bit longer, you know? Only thing that sucks is that your homie's gonna have to be walking in the dark, which, you know, isn't bad. It's a good thing that I can record and use my flashlight at the same time, but still. It's meta terrifying. So yeah, just imagine me walking in a long, dark hallway. Imagine me walking in the hallways of Ray Zero. Of the Ray Zero, whatever the manor is called. Okay, we're good, we're fine. Okay, I'm here. In my room. This has been a good episode. I'm gonna get some sleep. I mean, to put it simply, I'll just see y'all in the next episode. Don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, isn't that this whole series in a nutshell? We don't know what the hell we're gonna do. Anyway. Good episode. Good times. I got so much watching. And as always, Sayo fucking Nara. Peace.